had a chance to look over last meeting's minutes?
Yes.
Did anyone have any corrections or modifications that needed to be made? No? Would anyone like to make a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Everybody else? Mike? Approved? Okay. Perfect. So passes.
I wasn't here, but they sounded good.
Before we move forward, do we have any public comment from anyone? Okay.
I did talk to Mike at Science in a Day. We've sat down. We've talked to the company that we first talked to about the signs.
Yes.
And they're not willing to move a dime, even through Mike, even through a distributor. They're not going to come down a dime.
Okay.
So unless we look in other avenues, we're stuck with that price.
Okay.
Not something he does.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry about that. So unless we want to have them privately made here in town, I'm not sure what other avenue we should go with.
Okay. We can revisit that as far as maybe making something or fabricating something here locally.
Exactly.
Which would be nice. Even to have them fabricated locally would be great.
We can still check on that.
Yes.
Mike gave me a few avenues to go down for that.
Oh, perfect. That's good that we have more information. Perfect. Is there any new business we would like to discuss? Anything for our group before Tim gives us his update? No? Okay. Go for it.
Hey, thank you. I'm going to go over a list of projects in the downtown, and I'm going to hand them out so you'll have a copy.
Thank you, sir.
Find out if you missed any.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, I prepared a list of projects that are inside the boundaries of our academic development zone. The first one is the Schulke Biddle Stoddard building, which is over on 20th, which will be a 4-story office building. So I don't believe they've started construction yet on that. We also have the microbrewery at the old diesel plant. Still going through to finish the contract on that, but we did change the zoning to allow microbreweries in that downtown district, so we've cleared the way for that, so it should be fine. Jetson's still undergoing building renovations on the corner. The Pocahontas, we've got a lot of projects here, small ones. So the Pocahontas building parking lot, which should have been paved a while ago, they're working on to get that paved and improved. Next to the Pocahontas building. Let's see, where the old Adversary building was, they're doing a renovation expansion of the restaurant. We have a major rezoning. The property down the street here, just from us, down here on 20th, on eastbound on State Route 60, the 3 acres out there, 3.75 it shows here, which has been vacant for its POI right now. They're looking at trying to rezone that to commercial. So the problem with our ordinance is it was C1, but the staff is not supporting a C1 because that's highway commercial. So we recommended a C1B, which is more limited, but they wanted hotel. So there's the problem with our ordinance, it doesn't give you a lot of flexibility. And for us to make some changes would be, at this point in time, it's a little difficult to do. It just doesn't fit well. So I don't know what they're going to do. We haven't talked to them well. They've talked to their clients. So we'll have to see how that goes.
What about C1A for that tourist commercial?
No, that it doesn't fit in our. That's our problem. We need mixed use. For instance, C1B is what the Miracle Mile is. Mm-hmm. And I'm always getting people wanting to do mixed use, and they can't. And our problem is the charter prevents us without going to wholesale changes to our comp plan. And until I get the comp plan done, I can't really solve all that. But my comp plan, the way we've written it, my comp plan, I feel like it's mine, I've been writing this thing, is that we are going to push forward after the comp plan's been done to look at some changes we can do to provide that. And it needs to be fit the context, the location, all that, and that's our problem. We need to have things that can fit, because when you probably don't know, but when you go through a rezoning or something, you have to look at the worst case scenario. You can't say, well, I'm building this and it's only going to do, you can't do that. So we need to have some flexibility of going in there, and that's what we'll look at. All right. The Walmart, which I keep getting phone calls on, the old Albertsons, they're moving forward on it. The big holdup, other than they had to go through asbestos and a few other internal things, and they're going to have liquor is going to be sold there, which you know how I feel about that. I'm done. But anyway, the entrance to, they have to change the access to it from US 1. The old one doesn't meet the new FDOT standards, so they have to move it. So they're working out a joint. Actually, we're looking at 2 site plans. One's for Sonic because the actual access will be through the Sonic property.
Oh, wow.
So when they move it over, and they're redoing the parking lot. So it should look very nice by the time they're done. So that's moving forward. I don't know if that's not going to. I've heard it won't open until next year, but I'm not positive about that. Maybe they've upped their schedule to do that. Okay. And then we, of course, right over here on US 1, the Vero Memory Care, that big, it's been ongoing for a while now. The old.
Just a quick question. Is 3 stories is as high as they can go there?
Yeah, well, they could, generally for the size, you start with our 50-foot limit, 35 plus 15. It's tough to do more than 3 without having very low ceilings, and you're talking about an institution. It's tough. The downtown, you can do that kind of thing because you have 50 plus 15, so you have more flexibility in the downtown.
Yeah, I was curious about that because it looks like it's going to keep going up.
No,
they're done, right?
No, they're done. Well, let's hope they're done, or they'll be stopped somewhere along the line. I hope.
I was wondering about that extra rebar.
See the rebar, but I guess that's just the connected trusses and stuff.
Okay, Alasco Restaurant, they're moving out of I think their location over there on Miracle Mile in the old Vero Beach Sports Grill. So they're going to be doing a small expansion of the building itself. And then the Scampi Grill, this has been taking forever. They're going to be moving from 10th Avenue, 11th over here, over to this down State Route 60. If there's that old building near the flower shop going that's been vacant, never got a CO for it, and they're redoing it, and so it'll turn into the restaurant at that location. And
That's a good location.
yeah. I don't know where these, there are 2 site plans for storage buildings, so I'm not on 17th Street. And then, of course, the GO line transfer. And my discussions with Karen Deagle, who the senior resource, they're having the costs coming in for been a little high. So they're having to look at it.
A little high or a lot high?
A lot high. Yeah. So. Anyway, unless you have some questions to me, that's what we have. So,
Did the Cumberland Farms get their CO yet?
this morning.
Tim, I've got a quick question.
Yes.
The brewery that's out there by the airport, Walking Tree.
Walking Tree,
Yeah. Is it on this list? Or?
No, we only doing the ones inside the district.
In the development district, okay, yeah.
I mean, I can tell you about it, but I mean, yeah.
Do we know when the pub's going in next to Aventari?
I'm sorry, what's
I
going?
think they were waiting for their permit. The Sean Ryan pub.
Next to Avanzari.
The one? Yeah, I know, but I don't know what pub is going in there. I mean, there was across the street they were talking about doing that, but they're not doing that because he's doing the old diesel plant for his microbreweries. So, yeah, I'm not aware.
Well, yeah, the sign is there, and the word is that they were opening in July.
Oh, okay. Well, they could be just, it could be just a change from a restaurant use. So that's it. I assume, is it the old Ambazari location?
It's right. No, it was the
location right next to the 14th Avenue Steakhouse.
yes.
It was.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was what was the name of that thing?
Yeah.
It was a pub and a restaurant prior, so it's not no change in use.
Yeah, and
So you probably didn't review it,
it didn't pull up on it.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a lot of projects come through, so I don't know them all personally. So if I look like I'm staring in headlights here, you'll know why.
Does anybody have any questions about what Tim went over? Okey-dokey. morning, Mr. Kramer. Do you have any updates on any of the information that you were, if you want to come sit, you can. I won't bite, I promise. I'm not hungry, so. I'm okay.
Well, I apologize. I'm a little under the weather today, but we did check up on the cost for restriping on 60. I don't know if you've got. I'm sorry. I apologize for being late. I don't know if that's on your agenda to talk to, but did you get the cost estimates for that?
I did not.
Okay. It was a little. It was kind of scary. I think they were talking about $400,000 to do that.
Wow.
The reasoning being is a lot of it is about scheduling, equipment, time and material to get it going. The funny thing about it is if you did both sides of the roads, east and west, it's only $600,000. So I think a lot of it has to be with just the prep work and actually getting the people and the materials together to do the thing rather than the actual cost itself of being just material. But I think Monty's got a write-up on that. He should be.
But Jay, is that the entire restriping project, not the limited one that we addressed here?
It was the limited. The limited one, I believe, is that what he addressed was the westbound traffic, and then the southbound lane, being that was the one that was most logical because of the bump out. But that was the whole thing. Even if you just went from like around the railroad tracks west, it really didn't take that much cost down. It's like any big construction project. Once you allocate the resources, that's the big chunk of time, that big cost to do it. Monty should be able to get that information to you. I know he's got it written up.
If we do it from the railroad tracks on, what are the chances that we're ever going to do the west side of that or the east side of that?
I don't see any reason why you can't do the east side of it. The most logical approach to doing this whole thing is to make sure that it's 3 lanes all the way through, so that it's not. The way it is now, it's rather confusing.
And it's going to be dangerous if we bring it from 4 lanes to 2 lanes over that railroad track.
Well, yeah, I've got to get that report from Monty. I know he wrote that up. I don't know why it didn't get you guys just yet. Maybe it's somewhere in the queue here.
We did the feasibility. The study did not look at doing that east of the tracks. Okay, so we'd have to look at that. Right now we're going forward to put a permit application into the state for the lane reduction itself. So,
Tim, going back a bit and jar my memory because I can't recall. When the council approved the ordinance for the traffic calming, did it go east of the tracks or not?
No. The study did not look at east of the tracks other than reduction. It was all between 20th and the tracks. 20th Avenue and the tracks.
Let me see if I can go back and grab that real quick. But
be nice to.
You might want to ask Tim about the mural thing. I just had a conversation about him this morning.
Okay, and I need a picture of it so I can present it when I do the permit too.
I don't think you need a permit.
No, you don't need a permit if it's a.
Let me run and see if I can grab that.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, if it's a graphic, as long as you don't have a commercial message, you're fine.
It says Vero.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Okay.
If you had something about your shop and all that.
No, it's strictly for. It doesn't have anything to do with my shop at all. I'm paying for it, but.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so I can tell. Can I get something written on that so I can have the artist start?
I'm sorry. You mean you want something from me?
From somebody who says I'm allowed to do this.
Well, you're allowed to. Do me a favor. Just show me the thing, and I'll give you something in writing.
Okay.
No problem.
Perfect.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So I wouldn't want to be. Oh, you okayed this. So.
And
It is in public record now. So.
I just don't want to put out the money.
No, I totally understand. Yeah.
I know that Jay was going to go and get that. Do we have any other questions about the traffic calming and possibly? I know that.
I do. I have a question on it because, Tim, I kind of recall bids coming in when we did the ordinance, and I know that's been 2-3 years now. I can't recall what day the ordinance was passed. But the bids came in significantly lower, didn't they, than $400,000, weren't they? Wasn't there a limited one at $100,000 or thereabouts, and a more extensive one at $200,000?
I don't know what bids you're talking about. The only thing I recall, the study itself had the estimated cost.
The study, okay.
Yeah, and that's what it was. It wasn't an ordinance. They adopted the study.
Okay.
And basically, And the reason why, you're talking about 600,000, I think. That number's still there. To just do the basic lining, then to do the landscaping, that's another, I think, 400,000. I don't remember all the costs. And the reason why the costs are so high is to wait till the state does it. Then the additional cost would be the landscaping that the city would be responsible for, since FDOT wouldn't pay for it. So that's been the conundrum here, is it's God only knows when they're going to be doing that. You know, you'd say every 7 years, but it's the wear and tear of the road. And the last time they looked at it, not too long ago, they don't have that significant wear on the road to justify it going forward with their.
We can fix that.
Well, as I said, if you just put some heavy tanks through the town, you'd be really terrific with that.
There are some local contractors that wouldn't mind tearing up the road, I'm sure.
Apparently it'll cost $400,000, so.
Yeah.
My concern is we're never going to do east of the railroad tracks. That's my biggest concern.
Well, we haven't even gotten to west of the railroad tracks.
No,
I understand what you're. I understand your thing, but you can see we have a lot of these ideas we want to do. We just don't have the financial resources to be able to pull it off.
The idea is it works in one area and it's appreciated. Not there's no revolt by the public that okay, then it works and you can start moving it back and it starts making sense.
I think that's exactly right.
They talk like it can be years before we can get the state to come in and do something again. You know, that's
And that's true, unless we're willing to come up with the money. And and the city doesn't have that kind of money in their general fund, so you're really looking generally, and well, they don't. I mean, it's pretty easy. You can have to do some sort of special taxing or something to do it, which is another thing. It'd be great if the downtown EDZ get a huge amount of money in TIF. Then certainly you could use that money to go into that. But we haven't still gotten the verified tax rolls yet, so probably should see an increase in the district. But there's going to be a lot of money. We all know that.
Exactly.
Can we take the proceeds from the old power plant sale?
I think that's been spoken for already. I would not.
about 10 years ago.
Or you can have that if you'll take the expenses.
Exactly.
There you go.
But why is striping so expensive? So we can understand why is.
Well, you have to pull up what's there now. And then you have to, a lot of times they'll actually mill the top layer. And then you've got to repave, and then you've got to stripe
Repaving
again.
program, not just
So
simply
it's-
space allocation.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's always been the problem.
So,
Monty pointed out at one time. It's not as simple as going out and painting.
Just right, yeah. Just putting some black, like coloring it in with a marker. It's not that easy.
Whiteout won't work.
We'll buy a stripe.
Whiteout doesn't work. Well, it'd be blackout. So, but yeah, it would become you'd mill the top layer to get all of the current striping and everything like that off, repave it, and then restripe it.
Could we
Not
at
to
least
mention the
find-
fact that you'd probably be eliminating 3 lights to do that.
Yeah.
We checked on the cost of doing the first part or doing it all combined, what the savings might be in the long run.
Well, they haven't. Yeah, well, the
it's
savings be able to do it all at one time in a project. But nobody's looked at I don't think the cost of doing a piece, partial type thing.
It's like 43rd. If we would have done it when the city planning's called for it to be done, it would cost 1/10 of what it's going to cost us when we finally do it.
Well, it's a matter of financial resources and all that, and other priorities. I mean, right now, as I said, in the general fund, you got like the 1 cent tail tax and all that, and that goes to pay the debt off on our 35-acre golf course, and it's doing a lot of other things. There just isn't money. We have stormwater issues they have to be taken care of. That's for the lagoon. So I mean, there are all these competing projects. So
Monies are allocated elsewhere, and unfortunately, the lagoon becomes a humongous priority with the stormwater issues.
Well, that goes without saying. That's got to be
So,
number one on our
yeah.
list, without a doubt.
So I know that you all are working hard on the stormwater issues. So
Yeah, and that's being addressed in the comp plan, working closely with Public Works. So that's one of the reasons they're looking at a stormwater utility.
Is the comp plan currently undergoing the 5-year review, or is that?
Oh, it's a 7. Yeah, it's ongoing. It's in my office. I'm working on it. I had a consultant. I've got a consultant do a few of the chapters in it. So we're moving along. I'm right now in the land use part of it, but I've done the infrastructure. We've done the conservation, the coastal management. There's a lot of things we have to address. It's pretty wide, and since they cross. Yeah, there are different issues. You talk about stormwater, that affects water quality. That's another conservation area. So it's all these different areas and tying it all together so you don't have conflicts and it makes sense and you're not putting the city too far out ahead of what it really wants to do. Those are the kind of things. And I have yet to start the workshop, so I will start with the Planning and Zoning Board. So, I mean, I don't like just doing it, in an office. I need to get input. So so we got a way yet to go on that.
Perfect. Does anybody have anything else to discuss?
I have some plans, excuse me, for the future. We're doing a huge Shop Small Saturday, which is going to be it's a Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And the whole neighborhood of downtown is involved. I've been walking door to door, and it is going to be a big thing with entertainment in the streets. We're going to have a lot of the Shop Small bags are going to be distributed through American Express, and they give you the welcome mats and things like that. So it's all the businesses are very excited about it.
Good. Very good. That's very nice. That's awesome.
In my walking, I found out a lot of businesses have moved in that I didn't even know were there.
Oh, wow.
We've got the Main Street Jewelers has moved in. The Point Acupuncture. Paint on the Vine has expanded into another location, another place. Counterculture has moved out. I haven't found out where they're going yet, but they say they're relocating in downtown in a bigger place. And Taco Diva is moving in.
Right.
Is there more? Oh, Vero Vine moved in, and they're also doing an event planning.
Tamara's little shop's pretty new.
Tamara has one, and then another girl's moving in next to them, I think.
Oh, wow. Wonderful.
Yes.
You've got Isabella's right downtown.
Isabella's is in and working. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wonderful. It's starting to fill up, which is nice. And I guess the building that is across from the old Avanzari is now going to be divided into 3 units. So that was going to be that other brewery, but now it's going to be 3 units.
It has paper that is falling down off the windows. It really looks bad.
See, we had them try to, to do some stucco on that. Remember, it was looking pretty bad.
Yeah.
Asked him. Well, I'll talk to Michael.
Okay.
Did you have any information on the theater project? And, I know Susie Feeney's kind of stepped in and taken over that.
She has, yeah. She's working diligently on that.
Yeah.
I don't have all the details on it.
Okay.
I got that picture upstairs. You want it? You guys can keep me running. No.
What is?
It'll make you sweat. Get you.
No, just to let you know, Monty sent that over to purchasing with John O'Brien.
Okay.
Those were preliminary numbers that he got back, but he wanted to get numbers that were a little more in line with what somebody in construction would actually charge. So he's getting the real numbers here. We should get that here fairly soon.
Perfect. Thank you.
Now I want you all to see the mural. I think you'll like it. It's really special.
What is the theater project? Do we have any idea what's going on there?
Yeah, I've been in contact with Susie Feeney, and she stepped down from the Heritage Center, and she's taken over, I guess, this project to put the theater back on track and attract funds to it, and they've got a new idea or a new concept. One of the problems there is that the Brackett family wants to retain ownership of it, and they have a concept where they may be able to retain ownership through a nonprofit, but not a 401, or not a 501c3, but a different 503 or something like that, where it would kind of almost be like it's in the public domain, and they think that it would present itself as more of a public project than a private project or privately owned project. So Susie's been pushing ahead with this and really trying to, I guess, garner support for it. And I think that's always been the stumbling block there. The stumbling block is that the contributors, and I'm sure they're out there for a project like that, don't want to contribute to a privately owned project or a privately owned, theater like that. That, it's got to be in the public domain to attract the type of funds that it would take to renovate that project. And that remains as an obstacle, but now they're trying to address that from a legal point of view. And that's my understanding of where they are right now. And it's very preliminary, but they still want to move forward. But it's good to know that somebody's trying to push that thing forward, that they have the support of the Brackett family. It isn't a family trust. They want to keep it in the family trust. So that always presents the problems that, that I previously mentioned about having private money flow into say public funding flow into a privately owned entity. So
That would be very good for the downtown as well, is to keep
it
that
would be
project alive.
great if we could do something with the old theater. It would be just fantastic. Yeah.
It's a shame just to see it sitting like that. It's just a shame.
Right. Well, hopefully with Susie behind it, she'll get the word out and get something taken care of where something can come of that. That would be wonderful. Do we have anything else? No? Anybody? Further discussions?
You talk about event on Saturday after 4th of July, or Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Have you spread that down towards my area, or is that just strictly in downtown area? What they call downtown?
It will be spread to your area. It is a national event.
Right.
And
It helps us a lot for the
I
last
want-
3 or 4 years, without
yes.
a doubt.
So as soon as I can get out of my office, I will be. I will
I
be
can help
spread-
with that. You let me know.
Okay.
I'm not going to keep the word.
I will do that.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And where is that going to go? I like it.
On the side of the building that I'm in, right beside the old library.
I like it.
So it'll be facing the library.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately, it doesn't
It
face.
won't. Yeah. You won't be able. Oh, yeah.
But
Traffic goes the other direction.
I don't know, traffic was going that way when I was coming this way earlier, when I was coming here.
That's almost every day at my store, just about every day.
Yeah.
Especially out of the bank.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Yeah.
That's-
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, watching traffic stop.
The only words are Vero, so
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah.
I'll get them started on it.
Very nice.
You guys will see.
It's very nice. I like that.
Yeah, that is neat.
I think we have 4 artists that are going to be working on it.
Oh, wow.
They went down to Miami and did some research. Because what I wanted was when you walk around the building, you see kind of like the town continue with the post office and a barber shop and,
Right.
you know. But they said if that was the best I could do, I could have somebody else do it. I said, if you're going to paint it, just tell me what you want to paint. So.
Yeah.
It'll do a lot for that corner there.
Yeah. Very nice. Good deal. Perfect.
And like I say, this one comes out of my pocket,
Yeah.
so I can run with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You've got it.
Well, if we don't have anything else to discuss, I guess we can adjourn to our next meeting, which is August 15th. And we will see you all then.
Thank you.
Look at that, 10:30.